Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're diving into some unbelievable stories. Inez was totally oblivious to his wife's reaction, just like a child excitedly introducing Jack, planning to chat the night away. Absurd thoughts flickered through Alma's mind. She opened her mouth to ask something but ended up just saying, "Don't forget to bring back some cigarettes." One fresh morning, Inez returned home full of energy, starting to pack his bags as soon as he walked in. He told Jack they were going fishing and would be back by Sunday at the latest, while Jack saw the heartbroken look on his wife's face as Alma peered from the window. A wave of sadness washed over her, and she realized her marriage had long been on shaky ground. The car jostled along the mountain road, and after 4 years, they were finally back at Brokeback Mountain. Every blade of grass and tree branch here carried memories, and only here could they shed their disguises and be their true selves. As night fell, silver moonlight poured over the mountains, and the campfire at Brokeback was still crackling when Jack suggested they could buy a little ranch to run together so they could live in the same place. And he stared at the dancing flames, a mix of emotions flashing in his eyes. He couldn't bear to leave his wife and kids, yet feared the discovery of their relationship. More two boys from his hometown, their love uncovered, faced a horrible fate. One died tragically. His father had taken him and his brother to see the body, and that shadow was forever engraved in his heart. And in his eyes, the idea of two men in love was a distant dream. His deepest desire was just to see Jack occasionally at Brokeback, even if only fleetingly. It would be enough. After this farewell, their lives seemed to return to normal, but felt different. Alma was always frowning, yet never spoke up for the kids' sake. So she swallowed her bitterness in this crumbling marriage alone. Jack's side was relatively calm. His wife was fully absorbed in the family business, barely paying attention to her and the kids day after day, holding on to that work that felt more empty than fulfilling. So she would drive 14 hours every year to his city, then head to Brokeback together for a brief stay, but unfortunately they were always apart too much. This state of being persisted for a long time until Alma felt overwhelmed. She never brought this up openly. Inez also pretended to be confused. The gap between them widened until one seemingly ordinary day, their marriage came to an end. When Jack learned that Inez was single again, he was overjoyed, fantasizing about the future together. But reality splashed cold water on him. Inez had no intention of being with him due to societal pressure and needed to spend time with their daughter. Recently, she couldn't even go to Brokeback anymore, and Jack's hopeful dreams evaporated in disappointment as he set off on the return trip. What once was filled with expectations was now overrun with solitude. So at the Mexico-US border, he had a night with a street hustler, and when he got home, her critical father-in-law started nitpicking again. Usually, she'd laugh it off, but this time, she was done holding back. She let him have it, and post-divorce, Inez's life wasn't easy either. The high alimony payments were suffocating. During festive occasions, when she'd meet her ex-wife and daughter, the awkwardness felt like needles, exposing the secrets she'd buried deep. Inez felt as though her soul was undergoing a public trial. Instinctively, she grabbed hold of Alma, cautioning her not to speak out of turn, and then she fled in a disheveled and embarrassed manner. She didn't even respond to her daughter's goodbye. The pain gnawed at every nerve, as the usually silent man now breathed in self-loathing trembles. She never intended to hurt anyone, and was always seeking balance between her family duties and inner desires. She worked hard, patiently caring for her wife and kids, and all of this seemed to evaporate in the face of reality. Though life was thorny, she must continue. Her bond with Jack was unbreakable. They still planned to meet at Brokeback, hoping for a lucky break, but as they set foot on that land, sweet memories were now covered by fear and anxiety. The mountains seemed to peek into their lives, striking at this supposed solid dam. Underneath the calm surface, turbulent currents shifted, and in her heart, she kept thinking this relationship was like a mirage of a dam while currents brewed below. It seemed to push everyone towards an inescapable truth. As the dim lights of the bar glowed, a weight just flirted with Inez. Years after the divorce, she had perfected the art of finding warmth in such flirtation, while Jack, 400 miles away, grew increasingly impatient at a party with his wife. The lady's sharp laughter hurt like knives as he gazed upon the once gentle woman, now every pack of cigarettes. When two pickup trucks met again at the foot of Brokeback, their headlights illuminated far fewer youthful faces. In this wrinkles held traces of weathering. While Jack's Lake Los Angeles was etched with years, at 40, life's burdens were heavy enough to choke anyone. To cover her kids' expenses, Inez worked harder, planning to meet in the lush grass season, but was called by the mountains. 20 years of solitude seemed endless. Like a never-ending painful journey, it wore Jack down, who didn't want to endure any more nor limit the love to that small Brokeback mountain. Meanwhile, she was stuck in a swamp of pain, her heart filled with humiliation and anger, and the repressed emotions finally erupted. "You've gone too far, you jerk. I wish I knew how to leave you. Why don't you let me go?" "Because you have gripped me so tightly that I'm stiff. Why do you cause me to endure such agony? I truly have no alternative, absolutely no alternative, and simply no alternative. I've got no choice, I've got no choice. I have absolutely no choice, I have absolutely no choice, I have absolutely no choice. I have no choice, I have no choice, I have no choice, I have no choice. I have no choice, I have no choice, I have no choice, I have no choice. I have no choice, I have no choice, I have no choice, I have no choice. I have no choice, I have no choice, until those tragic neighbors tug at her heartstrings again.